Welcome to the new party. I'm Nora Christine.
I'm Gray Mars.
And I'm D White.
Today on the new party, we're going to talk about YouTube influencer Charleston White. I'll be honest, I never heard of who this fellow was before. I'll let Gray Mars tell us who he is.
Nora goes through a lot of colorism on the channel, so I was picking on her, calling her white before we started. But Charleston White has been known all over the internet. He's one of the biggest people on the internet. He's had beef with rappers. He's been a youth activist. He's been to prison. He's done a whole bunch of stuff, and he's been a force on the internet. So, I mean, it's so many things I can say that he's did. So I think we should just get right into the clips.
He did a recent interview where he talked about a number of topics. He talked about why he's supporting Kamala Harris. The first clip is what he talks about and what he calls Black women. I want to start with a disclaimer. I personally, Nora Christine, does not support the views of Charleston White. And let me start with the first clip on how he attacks Black women.
And they don't know how to sit down and be corrected. As a president, you got to be corrected. Black women can't be corrected. The preacher can't even correct them. God can't even correct them. You really got to be Black women. You got this on camera? Being because you really got to beat Black women. Every nigga I know got to damn near whoop his hoe for a Black woman to listen. You can't say, shut up. God damn.
Disgusting.
She come out the room, won't know who you calling the minimum. You see what I'm saying? So she got a white man. Now, one thing I know about any colored woman, whether she's Mexican, black, yellow, light brown, dark brown, pitch black, or Kodak black. One thing I know about the colored woman is one man she listen to, and that's a white boss. Can't nobody tell a black woman nothing but a white boss, homie. So this woman here that's colored, she got a white husband that seemed to be doing a good job as a husband, and she seemed like she followed instructions and can be corrected. You can't correct Black women in America. You got to beat them.
That's wrong. No man controls me and tells me what to do. So wrong. I don't agree with anything he says. I think he's offensive. I think he's disgusting. But I'll let the fellas in the room go ahead and tell us how they feel. D, what do you think?
I think that Charleston White is hilarious. I do not support his views, right? I don't want anybody to think that I'm advocating for anybody to get beat up. That's not what I'm doing. But he says things to grab your attention. He says things in the most bombastic way possible to get more eyes on him. That's his whole spiel. He already because like Grace said, he was a youth activist after he came from prison. He was trying to reform youths, and he has a lot of powerful friends in the state of Texas, like lawyers and Congress people. He one video I watched, I can't remember the congressman's name, but he called him on the phone. So he's very well connected. But when he was talking like that and dressing up in suits, nobody listened to him. Nobody cared what he had to say. But
Wow.
the moment he starts saying these very crazy, far out of the box ideas, now he has an audience. He has probably a couple million subscribers on TikTok and YouTube combined. He's doing pretty well for himself. So I don't take Charleston White serious for the most part. I mean, every now and then he drops some gems, but like that clip right there,
Yeah.
that clip was made solely to get our attention, and it was.
No,
to
he
me, it was
dropped
very
gems in this. He dropped a lot of gems. I learned a lot. And Gray, what do you think? Do you support what he says? You said on a prior video, you said women are too mouthy. So does that pertain to all women or in particular Black women? Like, what do you think about what he said?
I think that Charleston White was jumping on stereotypes that people say about Black women.
Oh, he says
That's
a
why
lot worse, by the way, but keep going.
and that's the excuse that Black men date other races because Black women are more difficult to deal with. And everything that D. White said, he says all the time that he's a character and that this isn't who he really is, and that people holding this over his head. But yes, I definitely don't agree with what he said. But I think he's joking around a lot. But you know what they say, that the truth is told through a joke. That's what I think.
And I guess you agree because you don't have a black partner. So, I mean,
Listen,
you talk about it on the show.
My ex-wife was half black, and my current girlfriend is half Puerto Rican. So I mean, like,
Okay.
I didn't go all the way to a white woman.
Well, let's see what he says about why he's voting for Kamala Harris.
She put a lot of people in jail. She has
for marijuana. She would go down in history for locking up more black people for non-violent crime for things such as small amounts of marijuana than any attorney general in a state of any state.
So why you voting for her?
She ain't got a black mama who resent her black daddy. She ain't got no black brothers who probably done molested her or slept with some of her friends and done them wrong. She ain't got no black cousin who probably was on her when they were playing house, mom and daddy. You know how we used to do. When mom and them leave, we played mom and daddy as cousin them and be sneaking and hunching and things. So she probably ain't had none of that. So she probably ain't tainted with niggism. You see what I'm saying? So she got a white husband. I think she'll listen more as a mixed breed woman that's high yellow compared to a dark skinned woman like Michelle Obama or maybe Whoopi Goldberg. Them hoes ain't gonna listen to nobody.
Again, the
Interested to hear what
views.
you say about that, Nora.
Huh?
Interested to hear what you have to say about that.
Okay, again, the views of this Charleston White fella are not the views of Nora Christine. I am highly offended as someone of half black background, of Jamaican background. I was so offensive. And if I was Black American, I think I would say we should pull his black card. But I'm gonna let the two ADOS brothers comment on him. Go ahead, Gray. What do you think about what he said?
He is funny to me that he was a Trump supporter for a long time up until Joe Biden dropped out. And even in the video, you see he has a Trump shirt and a Trump hat. So I watched it before we did this, and I was surprised when he endorsed Kamala. But I mean, his reasoning, again, I think he's like using stereotypes in the black community where some of these things have happened and then throwing it in our face and trying to use that as a reason on why he's going to vote for her. So I think he's just joking around in a lot of ways, but I think he's taking things that black people have suffered through and putting it in our face. What do you think, D. White?
I do not support the views of Charleston White. All right, let me get that out of the way first. But like in that video, he was saying he used the word niggerism. She hasn't been tainted by niggerism, right? And unfortunately, a lot of African American culture, pop culture, is terrible. You know, we promote a lot of promiscuity. We promote violence. We promote gangs.
True.
You know, a lot of that, right? That not black people, niggerism, like he was saying, right? And I agree with him. I think that's true. I'm still not a Kamala fan, but I also believe that Kamala won't have any of those traits. I do believe that. So
she doesn't even have black kids.
Exactly. So maybe he's right on that part.
Maybe he's right, but let's see what he thinks about the historic $2 million that Kamala Harris allegedly raised last week from black people.
Been raised.
Oh, that's from the gay community. Don't even worry about it. Gay community got unlimited money. Just know out of that 75 million, black people didn't give $1 million. I think black women, 12, that ain't their own money. That's child support money. Black women ain't got no money to get away like that. Cause if they did, why everybody on food stamps? If they is, why all black women struggling and their credit doing bad? If black women got money to give like this, why they bothering their baby daddy and them about behind child support and they just got $1 million to give away like that? That don't make no sense. So I swear up and down that's child support money.
This dude is hilarious, man. I know you don't like what he's saying, but he's very funny. Maybe because I'm not a female and he's not talking about my Pacific group, so it doesn't bother me. To me, I'm laughing the whole time. He's very funny to me.
I do agree that I don't believe she raised that money from Black people. And the only reason
I agree.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Why do you agree with that? Because you'll get beat up a lot less than me saying it.
Yeah, the reason that I believe is because they already found out that the foundation that they use is called Act Blue. Act Blue
Yep.
has been investigated already for receipt for a lot of suspicious donations made from people usually over the ages of 55 who
Right.
donated $5, $10, $20 before in the past, and then once they do that, they use their identity because all the donations have to be reported to the SEC, I believe. It has to be reported to somebody, even if SEC might be incorrect. I want to try to
Right.
be factual. But someone who gave $5, $10 once, now there's thousands of dollars coming in that person's name. There have been several films made, or not films, interviews done. Well, people have went to the house because it's all public record. People have went to the house. The person who name it was on there, asked him, "Hey, have you ever donated to the Democratic campaign?" They're like, "Yeah." They're like, "Well, can you recall? Can you recall how much you donated? Maybe 10, 20 bucks." Well, on this list here, it says that you donated $75,000, $1,000 at a time, for 10 days straight. It's stuff like that. And so I believe that they're just using that to funnel money from illegal campaign donations, from businessmen or whoever the powers that be. And so that's why I definitely don't think it was all small dollar donations. I think they're full of crap when it comes to that.
As a Black man on child support, I don't think she got it from them either. But she had a phone. she had a phone call with a bunch of Black women, and she's a part of a sorority. So she had that phone call, but she also had a phone call with white men. And
No, that's tonight. White men are tonight.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. So, she had this phone call. So they're trying to say, where did the money come from? And that's what he's speaking on. But
yeah. No, I mean, I agree. So the next clip is about what he thinks about Biden. Is Biden fit to be president?
For young people. Old people can't figure out problems under pressure. Many man need help at 70-something years old. Man, why as a country, we the only one with old, weak leaders. And he's supposed to be our commander-in-chief. He can't throw a punch. He can't jump and jack. If him and the Russian president had to fight, Vladimir would kick his ass. If he had to fight Kim Jong would kill him. So I'm saying, why we gotta have these weak ass old men that can't punch a punching bag, who dick barely get hard? That means his testosterone is low. When it's time to go to war, man, no, my nigga. No, they should have an age limit on driving. It should be an age limit on being the.
I mean, yeah, I support what he said with this. Like, I agree. Like, Joe Biden is not fit to be president. We actually have something that we agree on.
Yeah, he doesn't have the best delivery. He doesn't have this. It's like the problem with Trump. Like, a lot of people don't hate what Trump say. They hate how he says it. And I think that's the same thing going on in this situation. If you undress it and make it sexy and repeat the same thing, but in a politically correct way, a lot of people would agree with what he's saying. He just said so funny, and I'm sure it offends a lot of people.
I heard that Joe Biden is supposed to actually be signing something for term limits and affect Trump's immunity. Yeah, he's supposed to be trying to sign the executive action before he leaves. So Joe Biden might be changing that before he leaves office.
Wow.
Yeah, but he's fighting. He's fighting an uphill battle. It has to be voted on. Yeah, he's trying to change a lot of stuff. He's trying to roll back. He's trying to roll back the immunity, for Trump and all that good stuff. But yeah, that's going to be an uphill battle.
Yeah.
So in this video, he talks about, is Kamala Harris a threat to Trump and why he thinks that she is.
It says you motherfuckers couldn't hit dead fish in a barrel.
I thought you was gonna come in with the pack. You supposed to come in with the bandage on your ear.
We getting down. This shit is getting serious now. They done put a mixed breed brawl against President Trump. This ain't time for patriot politicians. This shit hasn't got serious, nigga. They done a switcheroo. This a flea flicker.
I'm surprised with the bandage on your ear.
Didn't you say I'm getting serious? Nigga, I done got serious. We were playing with the bandage on the ear. Nah, man, we got to get serious, man, because the gays is go rally around behind this light-skinned, pretty woman with long, natural, good hair that ain't never wore a lace frontal, and one of them weave, patent-head women that do this. This could be serious. She got a white husband now. This is something like never before.
I mean, according to Trump, he told CNN yesterday that she's going to be way easier to beat than Joe Biden.
Trump is a little throwed off from being shot in the ear. He look throwed off right now. Yeah, he's so cocky. You know how it is when a nigga gets shot. He think can't nobody beat him. Remember how Tupac was? That nigga fired up a cigarette after he got shot. Who else? Yellow Beezy. You remember Yellow Beezy got shot? Nigga, he was going live in the hospital with Trap Boy Freddy. You know how them niggas is after they get shot, sure. They think they untouchable. So now he just talking, nigga. I'm thinking logically. This probably could win, my nigga. She's not a black woman. This is a mixed breed Indian Asian woman. She's subject to win.
Nothing to say?
No. I mean, there's some truth to what he said.
I think there's some truth to what he said, too. I mean, I think she stands a much better chance than Joe Biden. What do you think, D. White?
I 100% agree with you. I think that Kamala stands a much better chance than Joe Biden. I think Joe Biden you showed up to the race on a dead horse. There was no way he could win. Kamala at least has legs and she's very pretty, right? And one thing about the world, no matter where you are on the planet Earth, pretty privilege is a thing. She's a very attractive woman. She takes great photos. As long as her mouth's closed, I kind of like her. Until she starts talking. There's a lot of people who are re-energized to vote for her. The young community.
Oh God.
Especially black women. She has black women in a chokehold. They can't move.
Well, I need black women to remember this. I need them to remember this.
Really be clear about that. So I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people. No, really be clear.
So I think we really need to be clear about that.
So Nora, you made a face when D. White said that there's a such thing as pretty privilege. Do you feel like that's true?
Yes, I do. But I don't think it's enough to get her the White House. I think that a lot of people that are doing these polls are saying, yeah, I'm going to vote for Kamala Harris. But really, they're like, fuck that bitch. Checking Trump. Like, yeah. I think that a lot of this is America doesn't want to look racist. I don't think she's going to be Obama. I don't think she's going to win. I really don't. And also Obama was competent. Obama gave phenomenal speeches. Obama was liked. When Obama entered a room, because I've seen him speak twice, it was an energy. It was just like an energy with him. I don't feel that for Kamala Harris. He was mesmerizing.
I feel like black women are definitely have a lot of enthusiasm. Just on my Facebook feed, I keep seeing the I'm with her. I've seen a few people that said I'm not with her, but they were black women. But I've seen the meme going viral where they said I'm with her. Have you, D. White?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of mixed bag. Like I was at a party this weekend with a bunch of Navy sailors. I don't know. I think they're called sailors. With the sailors, and it was like six black women. Two of them might have been, black and something. And out of all of them, they hate Trump. When I say hate him to death. Wish the guy didn't miss, right? They're those kind of people. But none of them want to vote for Kamala either. They don't want Kamala. They actually said, three of them actually said, RFK, and the other three were undecided. I told her, I like RFK too, and I'm glad that you're voting for him because a vote for RFK is a vote for Trump, if you ask me. So go ahead, go ahead and
I agree.
go
Vote
for
for RFK because it's taken away
Yeah.
from votes for her.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, but
I don't think she has black men support though. MSNBC
she does
even
not.
played this clip, and it was amazing. The black men, they asked a group of black men in a room. It's online if you guys want to find it. I'm trying to see if I could find it. But pretty much they asked them in the room, how many of y'all are supporting Trump? They all raised their hand. And they asked them, now that the Democrats have put Kamala in, does this change your view? None of them raised their hand. Not one.
It doesn't. If they've lost, the Democrat Party has already lost the black male vote, for the most part. And I think that the longer that this goes on, I think it only gets worse for them, because the Republican Party. I'm glad they're embracing black people with open arms for the most part. Of course, there's a few people who don't like change, but for the most part, they're embracing us with open arms, and we finally feel like we have a place because we didn't feel heard with the
Right.
Democratic Party, and they just took us for granted, and I think it's going to come back and bite them this
I
election.
agree. And he talks about did the shooting get Trump the back support? And this is the clip here where he talks
The
about
Trump
it.
vote more attractive to black votes now because he survived a gunshot, and black people were offended by it. But it made a lot of sense, though.
You know why black people were offended by it? Because it's true. Black people, and I want y'all to hear me good, white people. Black people are never offended by a lie. We've never been offended by a lie. Never. We're only offended by the truth. That's why stereotypes offend us so much, because most stereotypes are true about us. Watermelon, chicken. Now, most stereotypes are true about us. So that's why they're so offensive. So Forbes magazine wasn't wrong. This nigga got 50-something convictions and done took a bullet. Y'all ain't seen how many niggas done rallied behind him and said, shit, man. And they even went so far to say he was throwing up the black fist. They even went so far to say he was throwing up the black fist. So, homie, on the flip side of that, the Democrats are saying, man, this damn near guarantees him a win. We got to do something. We got to do something. They damn near came out and said, we put the hit on him, y'all, but they damn near came out and said that. They missed the target, is what he slipped up and said. But they didn't do that. The Republicans set that up. Trump and them staged that, nigga. So the Democrats are saying, man, that was a hell of a move he did. God damn, how we go checkmate him. Get Joe ass out the race and let this hoe do it. It's gonna shift some shit.
Yeah.
Put Joe ass to, cause Joe can't beat him with that bullet. But boy, you bring this hoe. Boy, this hoe gonna shake up some shit. And this hoe can squabble. This hoe can squabble. That's why Trump saying, man, I don't want no debate with that. I'm gonna stay on Joe ass. We gonna keep this by Joe.
Can't nobody win a debate like a black woman. I do agree about that.
Oh, so now we're saying she's a black woman. Before last week, you were saying she's not black.
I didn't say her. I said a black woman. I didn't say Kamala was a black woman. That's not what I said. Yeah, Kamala isn't black. I die on that hill.
Yeah, go ahead, Nora. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I think Charleston White has a great point. I mean, I don't think it was staged. I think that probably will hurt Trump that people keep saying that. But
For real.
I do think that they basically trying to put pressure on the black community by putting Kamala Harris in there. Because now it's like how D. White was saying, like the black male vote is changing. But, the black women have a lot of enthusiasm, so they go put pressure on black men to vote for Kamala Harris.
Right.
So I think it was a strategic move, and I completely agree with that. What you think, Nora?
Well, he goes into greater detail answering the question, was the Trump shooting staged and why he believes so?
It was real. Do I think it was staged? Yes. I think they went and found a retarded kid and told him, I just want y'all to think about this. Remember white boy Rick? Remember white boy Rick said the government came and got him when he was 13 years old and groomed him up to do this, and then when he was shot in the stomach. Remember? So, not just white boy Rick, the guy Larry Davis out of New York said that the government was used. So, homie, it's no difference than a transgender school shooter who went inside the school and shot those kids. Remember? Nashville somewhat, a transgender school shooting. You don't think these people got a factory somewhere where they got people like this that they can sit out to do this? You don't think they got a group of Jerry's doing it and tell him that this is going to happen only for him to end up like he ended up? I think it's staged. I don't believe a retarded kid that's been bullied can go anywhere near a presidential debate, a presidential rally, walk with a ladder and a gun, climb on top of a building. I don't believe that. I don't believe nothing that I can see, and I don't believe nothing that I can hear.
So what do you believe?
I don't believe it. I believe it's staged. Because if it's not staged, where is his mother and his father to say, oh, I don't believe Jimmy did that. God damn it. Where them people don't know where these bullets come from, and they all surround Trump, and ain't nobody got their gun out. Ain't nobody got their gun out, nigga. Ain't nobody got no gun. Man, I'm too foolish to believe this shit. I don't believe. I take everybody lying.
So what? Okay, who benefits off that then?
Donald Trump. It's almost a guarantee win, homie. An assassination attempt. Nigga, he raised up and raised his fist in there like he a bad homie. Kim Jong. And Donald Trump studied people like him. I do too. Kim Jong used propaganda, my nigga, to make it look like he's a god. This was propaganda being used. Hitler used it. The media used it. This is propaganda to make, and he raised the fist up.
D.
Yeah, I disagree with Charleston. I do not think that it was staged. And like I said, especially I don't think that Trump had anything to do with it. If it was staged, it was not staged by them. It was a actual attempt on Trump's life, which makes way more sense if you ask me. But we've already went over that several times, so I don't want to keep going over it.
I feel like it's Charleston White, as you can see, he has on the Trump gear. I feel like this is probably gonna be Trump's Achilles heel. There are a lot of people who believe like conspiracy theories and stuff that they're going to say this was staged and this is going to affect the people that vote for him. If you look at it, Charleston White was a huge Trump supporter. Now he's supporting Kamala Harris. So I think that the assassination attempt is affecting his voters. What do you think?
Well, I don't agree that it was staged by Donald Trump. I do think it was staged, but I don't think it was by Donald Trump. And I don't think that this guy was a lone gunman. So I agree with him up until that comment he made that Donald Trump is behind it. I believe that someone put this little boy up to this. I mean, and I say little boy because he was literally 19, 20 years old. So Charleston White redirects and he talks about why he's making the election about race.
You light-skinned niggas. She ain't no nappy head niggas. She been them light-skinned niggas. Light-skinned like her. So I'm trying to make this presidential race about colorism. I'm trying to make black women feel, remember how them yellow girls used to treat the black-skinned girls in school? You remember the light-skinned girl used to look at this the same thing. Y'all think this light-skinned woman all of a sudden go band with y'all black-skinned girl was in high school and in college and in elementary and middle school, the black girl, skin girl wasn't never good enough to hang out with the yellow-skinned girl? Matter of fact, it ain't never been a black-skinned video vixen.
Nah.
That's what I'm talking about. So I'm just saying, y'all remember like black skinned girl. Don't y'all let this heifer fool y'all with that good hair that y'all can't get.
A lot of people yesterday, I mean, people are furious with you. We posted you on our Twitter. It got 5 million views. But the number one thing was, Why does it have to be about race?
Everything's about race in America. Because if it wasn't, black people will have reparations for slavery. Every other group of people have gotten reparations on the planet of this earth except for us. Everything's about race in America. That's why when they ask you for a job, they want to know, is Charleston white, black, white, Mexican, Pacific Island? They ask that question on every application. So everything's about race. Everything.
I don't agree that there's never been a dark-skinned video model. You remember that movie Belly?
Yeah.
Okay, so like I don't agree with that because in the movie Belly, there was a dark-skinned like video model in that movie.
Oh, she used to be like a video vixen who was the girl that was with DMX.
Right.
Yeah, and I think it's the same thing with colorism, like you talked about it affecting you multiple times.
Right,
He was making
exactly.
good points. He was making good points, and then do I think that a dark-skinned woman is gonna say, "Oh, because she light-skinned, I'm not gonna vote for her"? I definitely don't think that. And he just he's saying the stereotypes that he was talking about before. He's putting them out there as well for himself.
Well, this last clip I'm gonna play, he talks about why it's important to vote. And I really want to end on this clip because this is one thing I do agree with Charleston White on.
Objections. They dumb in the mother, Sean. I thought the Electoral College picked the president. Why are we having a conversation about the popular vote electing the president? Why are we having this conversation? When we all know it's wrote in the Constitution of America, it's wrote in law that the popular vote of the American citizen does not elect nor selects the president. It's the Electoral College. So I'm going to ask you and challenge you, who is your Electoral College, people? They pick your president. The vote in the United States of America does not select nor elect the POTUS. So we shouldn't even, it don't even matter who we pick. So that's why I'm jokingly saying I'm going to pick Kamala. Man, come on, we don't even pick the president.
Are you voting, Elise?
You goddamn right I'm voting. I want it to be on record that I am a tax-paying citizen as well as a voting American. Nigga, I take pride in voting. And if I miss an election, I feel like I've done something wrong inside of me. Seriously, I feel, nigga, if I don't vote, I feel like I've done something wrong.
Majority of black people, they feel like their vote doesn't matter anyways.
Majority of black people are uneducated and miseducated. So of course they're gonna feel like that. And the reason they feel like that and their vote don't matter. They're absolutely right. Because they are waiting to vote for.
Pretty much breaks down and explains that voting in presidential elections essentially don't matter, but where it really matters is in local elections. I think all voting matters because ultimately, one thing I didn't agree with him on is yes, the Electoral College does vote for the Electoral College votes does go to the president, but they are from the popular votes of your state. If the candidate wins your state, then those votes go to the president. Gray, what do you think?
I think that was great, the way you closed it out, and I think that's fitting for us to say our tagline, always vote.
Always vote. But let us know, in the comments. We want to hear from you. We want to hear what you think. What did you agree with in what Charleston White said? What did you disagree with? Does Charleston White have a point that colorism is important in this election? Does Charleston White have a point that America is going to vote for her because she's a pretty light-skinned woman? Is this going to be the first Black Asian president? I mean, ultimately, she is of Asian and Black descent. So it'll be a first for both. So it'll be monumental for that. Do we think that she's going to be able to flip the lead that Donald Trump had against Biden? Gray, anything else you want to close with?
Like, share, subscribe.
And as always, vote.
Always vote.